Welcome to another Chainlink update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Also, check out the new third wave of the third wave merchandise, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So I have not made a Chainlink video in a very long time, and that's because the structure that we are in right now is extremely confusing in my opinion. So we have a couple of options of what this could be. My first option is that maybe this is a 1-2-1-2 setup. As you can see, the second wave right here actually reacted to the 0.618 support level of this first wave, and maybe right now we're heading in the third wave, then the fourth wave and the fifth wave, and that's going to complete the third wave of this 1-2 setup. But there's also the case that maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and the fifth wave, well, this fifth wave right here is already completed, meaning, well, actually not that fifth wave, but this smaller fifth wave is already completed, meaning that we could actually start a drop right now, and that could be an ABC. And if that's the case, I'm gonna give you a support zone for it. But like I said, the structure is very confusing right now. But all you need to know about, Chainlink is the fact that it's most likely gonna keep going up, no matter if we get a short-term correction right now or if we don't. So the next target, if the 1-2-1-2 setup, Elliott wave count that I have on the chart is correct, then the next target should be the 1.618 of the 1-2 setup right here, and that is at $17.96. That's gonna be the third wave, target. Obviously, it could overextend, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So after that, we should get a fourth wave move down right here, and then a fifth wave move up should complete this third wave. Now, I could also give you a target for that third wave, but I think I'm gonna give you a target for that once we actually, get to these targets. So make sure to join the Discord if you want, an updated chart. And yeah, I mean, the short term is looking pretty good, and also we're, like I said, almost above the bull market support band. But please remember, we are at the 200-day moving average right now, and if Chainlink does not manage to get above it, then that could actually start the correction that I was talking about. So the target that we need to get above right now is $17 and let's say 60 cents, and then this right here. So yeah, that's all you need to know about the short term, and we're still waiting for a cross on the bull market support band. I'm not sure if you have watched my other Chainlink videos. I'm not sure if you are new to this channel. I have no idea who's gonna watch this video, but all you need to know is that Chainlink is still doing extremely good, and I've been telling you this since we were down here and at like $8, and well, yeah, it's not really, I mean, it's not looking good right here because, it went below the 0.786 support level, but we actually, had a bounce after that, so things are still looking extremely fine in my opinion. Now, I want to talk about the daily chart as well, and well, as you can see, we are overbought on the daily, on the RSI, which is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if we are starting an altcoin season right now, being overbought is not really gonna mean anything. I'm gonna talk about the altcoin season as well, but first, you need to know what's happening on the weekly, and let's change to that in order to understand what's happening in the market. So right here on the RSI, Chainlink finally managed to get above the moving average, which is an extremely good thing, because in the past, for example, in this correction right here, it tried getting above it multiple times, and it actually had to test it multiple times, and then after it tested it, and after we had a cross on the bull market support band, that's when Chainlink had this big move to the upside right here. Well, to be honest, I mean, most altcoins had this move, but Chainlink had it as well. It went from like $7.90 down here all the way up to like $30, and this was not an altcoin season. I mean, during this time, Bitcoin dominance only dropped like 7%, and if you look at the chart right now, it's also down like 2% so far in the last couple of days. But this is not an altcoin season, and I said this in my Carvana video as well. I mean, once we actually break actually below the bull market support band, and then below this low right here at 56.6%, then yes, you could say that the altcoin season has started. However, this could just be another fake out like we had in November. Now, even if that's the case, Chainlink will still most likely continue going up, and it will do that because Ethereum will most likely continue going up as well. Now, going back to the Chainlink chart, I want to talk about the weekly, and I want to talk about what this could mean on the RSI. So if we do what we did right here, then we should get some type of correction very soon, which is gonna test the moving average, and then we could get, you know, a big bounce after that, and that could put us above the first wave right here, which is, you know, I mean, right now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're in a big 1-2-1-2 setup, and yeah, we are working on the third wave of the third wave, and well, the target for the main third wave of this very big 1-2 setup is the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup, and that is at $105. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and put the 1.618 on the chart as well, because that's also a good target for a third wave, but I think I'm going to go way higher than that, just because the first 1-2 setup was extremely impulsive. It even went above the first wave high right here, so I think the third wave of the third wave will most likely top in this region. I could give you a target for that as well if you wanted to, and honestly I'm gonna give you one right now just because I can. So let me get this low right here and the top, and let me give you a target. Well, that would be extremely bullish, but the third wave of the third wave target would theoretically be $70. Now, are we gonna get there? I have no idea, probably not, but it's the third wave of the third wave. As you know, it's the most impulsive move of the cycle, so could we theoretically get, you know, that high? Well, maybe, but another target you could look at is the 1.414, which is at $53. That's a bit more realistic if the wave count on the chart is actually correct, and I think it is. So yeah, I mean, what you should watch for is, you know, Chainlink breaking its previous all-time highs of 2021 in the next couple of weeks. That's my prediction. That has always been my prediction. So I think if this is actually an altcoin season, and if Bitcoin dominance will continue dropping, then the altcoins should finally start outperforming Bitcoin. And speaking of Bitcoin, if it continues going up, and by the way, I've been talking about the weekly Bitcoin chart for literally I mean months at this point, and I've been telling you every single day that Bitcoin will most likely react to the exact same RSI levels that it reacted to back here and back here and back here. And of course, everybody was calling for a bear market when Bitcoin went down to 75k, but I did tell you that if we actually react to the RSI levels that we reacted to right here and right here, that could give us a bounce, and I mean, exactly that happened. So right now, Bitcoin will most likely get to new all-time highs very soon as well. And well, if that happens, then at some point Ethereum will finally start outperforming Bitcoin. I mean, it has already started, as you can see. Ethereum is actually going up again, and this is good. It found a bottom right here in a main fourth wave to the downside, which means that right now the target for Ethereum is the fifth wave move up, and I could give you a target for that. I'm not gonna give you a target for it right now, but it's between $6,000 and $7,000, but I'm not gonna put it on the chart. And yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for literally months at this point. Even when we were down here, I was telling you that Ethereum will most likely hit $6,000, but probably by the end of the year, not by the end of, you know, the summer or something. So if Ethereum keeps going up, and if Bitcoin dominance keeps going down, then Chainlink could very easily start going up again, and it could get a third wave of the third wave. Now, I mean, could this turn into a much bigger ABC structure? At this point of the cycle, probably not. So the support zone right here is most likely not relevant anymore, but I'm gonna keep it on the chart just to remind you that you actually missed a good buying opportunity if you did not get it right here. And actually, I bought some Chainlink, I think, when we were at about $10, so I'm still doing pretty fine. Obviously, I did not take profits up here, and I think that was a mistake because I was up like 3x, but it doesn't matter. I think we're gonna go higher than that in the next couple of weeks. And also, you need to know about what's happening on the monthly chart on this chart because it's important. So right now, Chainlink is exactly at the moving average on the monthly, and well, there are still like, let's see, about 19 days left of the month. And if we want Chainlink to do very well, it needs to get above the moving average right here. I mean, that's exactly what happened over here. And as you can see, in the next couple of months, after we got above the moving average, that gave us a nice pump. So this is what we need to do. I mean, as you can see, there is some resistance at the moving average, but once we break above it, and once Chainlink actually gets above it, then I think that's gonna be very good. But please do not forget, I mean, we still, you know, wait for a cross on the bull market support band. We need to wait for a cross on the bull market support band. And this could take maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I have no idea how long it's gonna take. But this pump will definitely help because the green line will do something like this. The red line will most likely continue going like this. And once we get a cross, something like this will happen in my opinion. As you can see here, we had a cross, and then Chainlink bounced from $10 all the way up to like $30 to complete complete the first wave of the main third wave to the upside. So yeah, I mean, things are looking very, very good, but please remember, Bitcoin, if it does not keep going up right now, I mean, could we theoretically get an altcoin season if Bitcoin is not going up? Yes, it has happened in the previous cycle. However, I would like for Bitcoin to continue going up, and I would like to get an altcoin season where the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts go up at the same time, but Bitcoin dominance only drops because Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. That's what I want to see in this cycle. And well, I mean, the main third wave of the Bitcoin chart is still not completed, so we're still waiting for a fifth wave of that third wave, and the target zone is between $126,000 and $157,000. I think Bitcoin is gonna get to this target zone by the end of the second week of June, and then we get the fourth wave move down, and then at the end of the year, the fifth wave will top at probably, I mean, that's always been my prediction, but $250,000. I mean, that's pretty realistic for me. Now, if you want to know my Chainlink targets, I mean, it all depends on where the third wave will top, but I always said that Chainlink will most likely be above $100 by the end of the altcoin season. So please always remember to take profits and do not get greedy. And well, if you have not bought already, or if you are not interested in buying it, and you're just watching these videos, then it should not really, worry you. But if you have bought when we were up here, for example, and if you are down like 50% already, it's not gonna be the end of the world, in my opinion. I don't think, the bear market has started or anything, and well, Bitcoin seems to be of the same opinion. I mean, it's still, it's still going up right now, so we're obviously not in a bear market. And the altcoin season has not started yet, meaning that once it does, I mean, Chainlink is going to do extremely well in my opinion. So that's all you need to know. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Also check out the third wave of the third wave merchandise. We have a bunch of things here: t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, and mugs and hats and stuff like that, and even stickers. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.